Good morning. Happy stained glass Sunday here at the old church that I get to call home. Back here is the frame that I'm going to be filling. I just wanted to show you that before I set you in the, I'm going to show you this over here too. Whoops. Whoopsie, flip. This is the glass that I'm working with. And this... This is a mermaid that I made ages ago, and I want to get this finished. She's going to go on a window in the tiki room. I'm working without a pattern. I do draw patterns and do patterns. These are some windows and things that I've done. Typically, I like to just go with the flow. Let the glass do the glass thing. So I want to figure out a way that you can see what I'm up to. Let me move this thing closer. It's going to be a little bit before we do some soldering. So I think I'll move this thing closer and pop you in here. Morton's cleaning out the car. I leave tomorrow for my little out west trip that I'm doing. Good morning. How are you? I hope everybody's been having a great weekend. We had so much fun yesterday at my cousin's son's house. It was amazing. Just want to make sure I can see your comments and you can see what I'm up to. I think this will work. Yes. Now, I have to warn you, I am going to be cutting glass. It makes a noise that some people don't like. If you don't like the noise, totally mute it. Just mute it. Okay. So I have on an apron. Trust me. I'm going to put on my safety goggles. I have already had one spider bite this week. That's my only accident that I want to have. Hey, Rach, and good morning, everybody. Sheila and loads of people that I saw on here. I'm going to pop these on. You received your second surprise paper box. Woo. Awesome. Thank you for getting it. What I want to do, sent you an email about a small glass class. Great. I got to check my email. Yesterday we were at my cousin's son's house, and boy, oh boy, did we have fun. So much fun. Okay, I was going to use these big diamonds. Should I use these big diamonds? These are big diamonds. Oh, man. Maybe I should use them like this. I was going to cut them smaller. Gosh. I'm holding them up. I'm like, should I use them? Let me lay some out. Yeah, I'm going to be out of town for, I think I'm going to be gone for about 8 or 9 days. Oh, put on gloves. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Put on gloves. I'll tell you what, I would rather, even though I have Band-Aids always everywhere here, I would so much rather wear gloves and not have to use a Band-Aid. Okay, let me set these to the side because I have an idea. Not quite sure if it will work. Let's see. And see how this is not setting straight? It's because I need to sweep. I need to clear this off. So let's do that. Keep it clean and tidy. Always keep it clean. I'm going to just brush these over. Alexa, turn off Bliss.
Okay.
I forgot to turn that off. So I sweep this because we want our glass to set level. I'm working on a board that has little one by twos nailed around it, so it won't so this solder won't roll off. And I learned how to do stained glass in Scotland. And in Scotland, they pronounce the L in solder. They pronounce the L. We don't in America, but if you look here, somewhere on here, it should say solder, there. SOLDER. That's how I pronounce it. I have been told that I pronounce it wrong. Nope, because I learned it in Scotland. They've been saying it in Scotland way before there was even in America. So there you go. If you don't pronounce the L, it turns into a bad word in Scotland. So I learned that an embarrassing way by saying that way to my instructor, and my instructor told me it was a swear word. I asked what it meant. He told me to ask Morton. And I did, and Morton had a big laugh. Okay, I'm going to put these together and see. Get my I need more space. I have a 10-foot table that I really miss doing stained glass on, because when you're working with a big, because this is a big thing. When you're working with a big thing, I kind of love these. Why is this one not fitting? There we go. These kind of remind me of a kite. I think I'm going to do them like this. Please make you happy. I don't know if I have... thought I might have enough to do 4. I mean, do 2 and 2. I don't. The other way I thought about doing this is doing it out like a pinwheel. I think I might do the pinwheel. I think I'm going to do the pinwheel. They have a right side and a wrong side. They do. What do I have? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I cut them for. We're going to do a pinwheel. I'm going to do this because I want it to feel like, oh, we're going to do a pinwheel. I'm going to do this because I want it to feel like, oh, yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm super sorry, people sending requests to do battles. I'm not doing battles. Okay, let's lay these out how we want them. Oh, yeah. This is going to look super cool. And there is a right and a wrong way these go. I had them correct, and then I moved everything. These are going to look beautiful. Let me get these out of here. These are pretty pieces of purple. Very pretty pieces of purple. But we need all the space we can get. I'm thinking about making one of these actually for every window in here with a different color on them. This is a super pale blue. It's gorgeous though. This is going to look cool. I'm going to do this. My grandma was a quilt maker. My mom had made quilts. And I'm going to do this as like a little homage to the ladies in my past. It's kind of big. Okie dokie. please fit. That's it. Yay, hooray, hooray, hooray. Okay, this is what we're doing today. This is what we're doing today, right here. We are making a 6-pointed star for in the window, which is really great because I was gonna incorporate this into a window, but she's already hanging and she has a moon with her. And the window is called the blue moon window. So a star and a moon, that's gonna be great. So I'm gonna leave my little mermaid just out of this. This is gonna be cool. We're gonna get this done today because I've already done the hard part, and that's the cutting. Okay, now I'm gonna take copper foil. I'm gonna use thicker copper foil. We wanna make this structurally very sound. You can also use lead cane. This stuff has glue on the one side, well, sticky on the one side. I'm gonna tape these, and this is how I do it. I center this, center, pinch it down. I love this part of it. And I pull this and then center it down here. So I can get it nice and centered, nice and straight. And the copper foil holds the solar, yeah, leaves rain on the deck would be great. Dry them out and then collage them. I've already collaged wet leaves too, but they will get moldy on you. If you dry them out and use white glue, you're going to be golden. Keep this nice and neat. Neat taping. Good morning, sweet. Hello, Ellen. Hello, Paula. I feel like Miss Marcia. I see all my friends here. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday. I was messaging with my cousin. We're going to have a girls' weekend in November, I think. Well, a long weekend, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where my grown-up girl cousins come and have sleepover, craft over, art over, all that good stuff. My October is crazy busy. My December is going to be crazy busy. But I think November I can pull off a long weekend with the girls. Here, good morning, Summer. Okay, so I'm just pushing this down. This is step 1. Step 2, I got to burnish this. This is going to be super pretty. I might make it like is it mandala or mandala? Mandala, I'm not sure. Here's my this is my little original. I've been using this for, what year is it, 24? I've been using this for 23 years. It's wood, I love it. I'm gonna go around and burnish the edge. Burnish the edge. And then watch how this smooths out. Look at. Burnishing just means, rubbing this down. It makes this stick well, and it takes all the wrinkles out. Don't want any wrinkles. Thanks for following. Good vibes. I like your name. Martin had so much fun yesterday. He built, he helped light a fire. It was already kind of built. I made a little video. I didn't take any pictures or videos yesterday. It's good. You know you're having a good time when you don't touch your phone. It was a lot of fun. Somebody took pictures. Took a nice group picture. I'll share that once I get it. Once I can see it. Mandala. Okay, thank you for that. Mandala. I gotta remember that. I always forget. Now I'll think mandal. Mandala. I love it. I gotta quit yakking. I want to get this done. I want to get this hung in the window today. This is gonna go in the tiki room today, and I'm gonna show you how I'm kind of gonna put this up like a spider web in the window. I'm gonna show you a really cool. I was gonna put this in wood, but I'm not. I'm gonna show you a really cool way to display something that's not just a window. One done. Dun dun dun. Hope everybody's having a fun weekend. I gotta pack. I think I'm gonna pack in the morning, truthfully. The burnisher is made of wood. Yep, it had been longer. I wore the tip right off of it, and I like to use just the wooden dowel rod as a burnisher too. I used it for ages because that had been lost. So I'm gonna come down here on the tippity tip. I hope everybody's safe and fine where you are. Morton's, I feel like it might snow here today because Morton said he's going to vacuum the car. And I don't think our car has been vacuumed since we bought it. That's shocking. It's over 2 years old. It doesn't really get dirty. Morton will brush it out with a little broom. Morton and I, neither one of us are big on like detailing car. But we're using a road trip. Getting ready to leave for party with extended family today. Oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah, I think I'm going to make one of these for each of the windows in here, just because I have a grandmother who made over 200 quilts by hand without a sewing machine. Stitched them by hand. Big ones. Can you even imagine stitching 200 quilts? How lovely. So I've never made a quilt in my life. I need to do that. I really do need to do that. I got this twisted. So I'm going to show you what happens. If you get it twisted, take a minute and just tear it off. Because once this stuff twists and tangles, it's a nightmare. Just untangle this. You don't want to touch the sticky part a lot. Got twisted. So now I can overlap it and it's fine. I'm going to make my life simple. Bye-bye. I'll save that to fill in something. It's not wasted. I'm going to tear this off because what happens is your tail here starts to, yeah, that glass is so cool. It's opalescent. I love it. Love it. Yeah, I love old quilts. I would love to make a quilt. I think it would be really, really fun to have friends come over and do a quilting weekend, right? Where we all quilt a couple squares. And then say we each did, yeah, we'd have to figure out the math on how it works. If we each did if there were 6 of us and we each did 6 squares, we could each have a square for it and we'd have a six square quilt. Not quilt. I got Scotland on my mind. I was showing Morton pictures today of Scotland. Videos of Scotland. I'm really longing for it. My family and friends over there, their Facebook posts and stuff they do. I miss this time of year in Scotland. It's super cold over there now. I'm looking at the temperature, and we live in the mountains. It's cold here, but it is really cold over there. In the 50s. That's chilly. I hear Morton out there talking. Look at that glass. Oh, this is Yakagini glass, made in Western Pennsylvania, Connellsville, Pennsylvania. This is, I'm putting, on the edges, I'm putting copper foil. This is called Tiffany style. People will say like, oh, I have a Tiffany window, I have a Tiffany lamp. It's Tiffany style. If you have a Tiffany window, you will also have an insurance policy to go with it because they're super, super expensive. But they're more common than you think, actually. I've seen a lot of them in person. Okay, which way did this go? This went over this way. Right, yeah. That went like that. UK's getting hit hard, lots of rainstorms. Oh, yeah, their weather's usually a week behind ours. When I lived over there, it was kind of like anything that my dad was telling me about here, weather-wise, we'd get it in a week. Popping this on. I wanted to, I gotta keep working on it I gotta keep working on my windows in here. Come Christmas, oh, I just almost flipped my board over because I got it leaning way out. I leaned my weight on the edge. Come Christmas time when everybody's here, I want a lot of stained glass window light coming through. And I was gonna crack on with all my windows the year Morton had his heart attack. I think I'd made 6 or 7, or I forget how many. Then I just got off of it. Yeah, I don't think they're hot. Although they do get flooding there, they typically don't get flooding really bad just because it's, there's a lot of runoff places in Scotland. And they've been, pretty good on how and where they build new things at. One of the places I lived there was a 500-year-old stone cottage that I don't think that would ever float away. Burnish it, burnish it, burnish it, burnish it. Like just smooth all this out. They sell these things. They're like little plastic rollers. Any kind of equipment that you get for this, if it's plastic, do not buy it. It will wear out so quick. I see people buying plastic stained glass tools. Oh, that's gonna wear right out. That'll break on you. I need to make you up some frugal list for getting tools that will last. That don't cost money. This will outlast me. Yeah, a lot of places over there have low ceilings, but a lot have high. Hey, Tanya, how are ya? I'm making a giant quilted star. I don't know what kind of wood this is, but it used to be that long. I wore that into little nub broke off, then wore that into little nub, that little nub broke off. This piece is gorgeous. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This piece is going to point to the top. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm going to put a lot of little curlicues, I think, coming out of this one to suspend it. Hey, Brenda, thank you. Center, center, center. Thanks, Brenda. center, center, and then stick. Just remember the edges of this glass that you have cut is so sharp. I don't ever want you to hurt yourself. But I can't do this with gloves on, so I take my gloves off. But whenever I teach workshops in this, I always emphasize how sharp these edges are. You have to respect them. Once the copper foil is on, you are a little bit safer, but you still want to be really careful. Glass is really sharp. You hear the kiln clicking away, making confetti. Oh, way worse than a paper cut. Way worse. It hurts like a paper cut, but boy, oh boy. It's they make some surgical tools out of glass because it's so sharp. Somebody told me, I don't know if this is true, but somebody told me in the glass biz that the edge of this is 5 times sharper than surgical steel can get. So you want to be careful. Respect it. Whenever I do a workshop, I lay their table out that they're going to be using, and I always put a Band-Aid on it and say I don't want you to use that, but it's there if you need to. This glass is just, oh, it looks like it's a fairy, this glass. And it's going to be stunning in the tiki room. My stomach's growling. I don't mean from being hungry. I mean from eating food. This glass is about $48 for a big sheet of it. This glass, the same piece is about $24 for a big piece of this. I had cut this ages ago. I cut this before I went to France. I cut this before I went to France. And I'm in a phase of like, let's get everything done that needs done. You know, I'm not getting any younger. I only have so many mornings to get up and do stuff. So I want to do everything I can. I want to do as much as humanly possible. Certain tools that you use specifically to cut glass, yep. Where are they? Oh, here. This is called a glass cutter, but it's really it's really for scoring. It won't cut us. There's nothing on there to hurt you. It's just a little wheel. So you score the glass. And I was going to cut these down into smaller, but the windows at the church are big. These are going to be big statement pieces. Yeah, ironwood. Yes. Yes. Bye, Sheila. You have so much fun on your adventure. You guys are all coming with me on a road trip. We leave tomorrow. I hope you're ready. I hope you're packed. We're road tripping tomorrow. We're first going to head out to my aunt's house. Oh my gosh, dare I tell you this? I'm sleeping in the haunted bedroom at my aunt's house, in the house where my father grew up. I'm sleeping in the haunted room. Oh, I'm scared, truthfully. I've never done that. My aunt asked me if I wanted to sleep in that bedroom, and I'm like, yeah. Morton's not going to be there. I told my aunt I might hop in bed with her in the middle of the night. because it is haunted. Well, they haven't seen the ghost since I moved to Scotland. Has nothing to do with me moving to Scotland. There was a fire in the house, and the ghost hasn't been seen since. I'll tell you all about it. Oh my gosh, when I get there. I hope you're ready for a ghost story. It's going to happen tomorrow night. I might have to just stay alive all night. I can't do that though, because the next day we're getting up and driving to Ohio. Lancaster, Ohio. Come out and visit. I'm going to be doing a lot of lives out there from the Glass Museum, the Ohio Glass Museum. I'm going to be doing glass blowing. I'm going to give you some little tours. We're going to have a lot of fun, and then we're going to do meet up at 4 p.m. right outside the museum. But yeah, you're going along. We're road tripping, me, my cousin, and my aunt. And then we're going to have 2 nights in Ohio, staying in a church. The church that we're staying in is older than this church. It's so cool looking. We're going to do lots of exploring there. Who knows? There might even be some ghost stories to read there. I hope not, but maybe. A lot of history there. And then we're going to keep on our road trip and go out to Hannibal, Missouri. In Hannibal, Missouri, you're going to lose your minds. I'm going to take you on a trip back in time in Hannibal. So I hope you're ready for a busy, fun week with me, because we're gonna have a blast. Morton is going to go live here from the church too. He's staying home. He does not want to go. I was begging him again this morning. I told Morton I always get flack from trolls who are like, you go everywhere and leave your husband at home. And I'm like, my husband doesn't want to go. And my husband is lovely. And he says, just because I don't want to go doesn't mean I'm going to stop you. Go and enjoy yourself. He's a homebody. Plus, he wants to get up with, he wants to do his chainsawing without me bugging him. Paula Ann's ready. Hooray. We're going to have a good old time. This is going to be a dazzler, this piece. I'm thinking if I want to, make some other side pieces for it, I might. This might just have to be Grandma's quilt. I don't know. It's going in the tiki room. I'm not sure. I was thinking about making some little half moon shapes around the edge of this. We'll cut one. We'll see how it looks with one little half moon on the edge. To turn it more into like a compass rose, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I do really nutty things. I'm going to keep this simple. And then the next thing you know, I have a 200-piece window. That's what happens. I'm going to keep it simple. This glass here is called water glass. It's this gorgeous cobalt blue color. This stuff is stunning. When you look through it, it looks like water. See that? It distorts what you're looking at. I'm going to take you, actually the weekend after we get back from Hannibal, we're going to go with Morton. Morton will go along for that one. We're going to go out to the glass factory where they make this. October is busy, and I hope you're ready to have a lot of October fun with us. That has a little bump on it. I don't care. That's a little imperfection. I like to have little imperfections. It shows me that it wasn't made in a factory. The glass factory is in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. It's called Yakagani. It's incredible. It's family owned and operated. This glass came right from Pennsylvania. And I'm excited at the Glass Museum. I was talking to one of the guys, he's on the board of directors. You'll meet him on October 2nd. You'll get to meet him. He was telling me that Ohio is kind of like the epicenter for glass in America. I didn't know that. I'm so excited. I've been excited to visit that glass museum for since I found out about it a couple years ago. There's something timeless about glass and just magical about it. I just love it. This window, it's going to look the same in 500 years. They don't have to do much to look after it and preserve it. Martin's cleaning all the windows in the car. We're going to have nice clear windows to look out of. We're probably going to stop at some antique shops. We'll stop at nice places for lunch or dinner. Oh, this, I think it's Friday night or Saturday night. We have dinner reservations in Missouri for like one of the best restaurants in Missouri we're going to. And my sister Cindy is meeting us in Hannibal, Missouri. You're gonna get amazing tour by her. You're gonna feel like you went back in time. Okay, so there where this little imperfect bump is, I'm gonna stick that out here. Nope, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. There's a right way and a wrong way to these diamonds. These diamonds will mess you up. There's a wrong way and a right way. There we go. There we go. Now we got the right way. Let's tack this baby up. We're going to plug in our soldering iron. Thanks for following. I use a Heiko soldering iron. Here it is. I think it's the best in the biz. They have a ceramic tip. So it means that there's this cord. It means that there's a ceramic regulator. Thank you, Lexi. How are you? There's a ceramic regulator in the tip of this one. So I'm going to move this off of the way. I'm going to get myself set up here so I'm not gonna touch that tip and burn anything because we don't want to do that. This is super duper hot. I'm great. Thanks, Paula Ann, for the roses. Oh. Okay. All right, now we're going to put our gloves back on. So we're going to use something called flux. And this stuff has caustic properties. You want to wear gloves with this. Want to wear gloves. I'm going to take this. It's going to clean the copper. It's called flux. Safety flux. There you go. You can screenshot that too. I got this at Hobby Lobby a zillion years ago. They used to do a 40% off coupon, and it made it worthwhile to buy it then. They don't do it anymore, so you can get it cheaper elsewhere. But back when they did it for the 40% off, that was cool. So this is a regular paintbrush that I'm just going to paint right here. This center is all that I'm worried about right now. Just this little center. I want to get these together. I'm going to get those together so they don't shift. I like how they are. I like how they're laid out. Now on my soldering iron, I have just plain old water here. I'm going to put it in. No, that's filthy. I need to make this sponge wet. I have been to Corning. I have blown glass in Corning, and I've also done lamp beadwork in Corning with a torch. I like it. Corning is awesome to go to. Corning is spendy. Let's say that. Corning spendy. It's big place. And they do offer all kinds of workshops. It's cool. I do love my glass. Okay, I'm going to set this up here to just sort of hold it. Now I could, if I was working on a big window, I'd take horseshoe nails and nail in here on the edges to hold my glass in place. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to nail in here on the edges to hold my glass in place. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to touch some solder here. And I am not doing any battles, sorry. It always amazes me when people send me a request to battle, because it's like, I don't battle. So this thing weighs a pound. I don't hold this in my hand. I've been doing this for 23 years, and I have bad arthritis. Holding a 1 pound weight in your hand for hours a day is tough. So I just take a little piece of the solder. And this is Artist Pure 60-40 mix. So it's 60% zinc and 40% lead. You clean the tip, make sure the tip's clean. Now I'm just going to drop down solder. I'm not touching anything, so I'm not moving my glass. Every little star. Or every little corner here. Every little corner gets it. And then I'm just going to smooth that right out. And I kind of think about it like a bullseye. Think about it like a bullseye. And this glass, whenever you're putting together a piece like that, you stand this risk of hearing the most terrible noise imaginable, and that's your glass breaking. I just want to pre-warn you that can happen because it gets super hot. When I teach workshops, I'll have people that sit there and they'll rub on the glass with this. And I'm like, this is 400 and this is hot. This is like 500 degrees. Putting that on glass, when you take it away, you get thermal shock, especially like if you touch it with, the flux, you will get thermal shock and your glass will break. You don't want that. You don't want that. I could use it again for a mosaic project or something like that, but we don't want to. So I'm going to come from out from the center. And I'm just going to go real quick here. And I'm not going to let my soldering iron touch down on it. I'm just dropping dots. Just dropping dots. That's kind of like tack fusing. And then my heat is going to be here and here. So I'm going to hop over to this other side. If anybody has worked with stained glass, you know what I mean. If you have heard that dreaded crack. I'm going to put that over there. That little piece came off. We're going to put that down now, and then we'll go back and actually I'll tack this one. By just dropping rather than rubbing, I'm just kind of, I'm putting it on there, but I'm not creating tons of heat. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it and put this kind of like at maybe a 45-degree angle and just run right out. Run right out with it. You'll want to go quick. Quickety quick. That's that. That one's done. Don't go back and keep touching it. I can't tell you how many times doing workshops, people would go back in and touch it. And then what happens is your copper foil will start to come off. You will crack your glass. Oh, you're going to have problems. Don't do that. You want to move steady, fast enough to melt it, but not, you don't want to, you don't want to keep it laying on there. You will crack it. We're going to come around to this one. Do this one now. How are we doing on time? Oh, I told you we'd have this done. I want to finish this one. This guy's almost done. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take another piece. Grab another piece. And I cut this off just by touching it. Boom. When your glass, if solder falls on there, don't try to get it off with your, your iron. Just wait till it cools and it'll come right off. And I'll pull right up. This little bit here that I had, this little nub, I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to put that little piece right onto here and then let it sit for a second. I can start moving this thing too now. It's together. And that's something else to remember when you're working with this. Turn your piece of glass rather than climbing all over your glass. I have taught workshops where people look like they're doing acrobatics, trying to climb on tables to reach over their glass. Turn your piece. Just turn your piece. That's why we put it together like this. And don't forget to flux. You have to flux. It's like flossing your teeth. You've got to do this. This won't solder without flux. You know what's bizarre? When I put this up, I know when friends are here, they are going to, will you wire wrap this piece to help with all the hinge joints? No. This is going to be suspended on the glass with wire hangers. I'll show you just how I put it up. And this is going to become very solid. I'm just doing a flat tack here. I will turn this up into rounded edges. This will be little rounded solder once I get the other side. Once I get the other side done. I gotta get all of it flat tacked first, and then I'll put it up on the other side. Then I'll make my rounded ridge. This will be a super strong piece. I know, I love the sound that it makes too. It's lovely. 2 more lines. You're gonna see me flip this over in a minute. And then, well, first I'll do the edges, and then I'll flip it, and then we'll do the other side, and then I'll start doing my rounded edges. Hey, Camia, thank you. And howdy, howdy. This iridescent piece, they're prone to cracking. I should have waited a second for this to cool. You don't want to cool it unnaturally. You want to let it cool down on its own. This glass has broken my heart many a time, many a time. Clean the tip, stick that in there. And now I'm gonna start soldering all these bits, all these points. I'm gonna do that. I was gonna cut some points for here, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna put it up in the window and see how I think about it like this. And if I want to get it down and add to it, I can. So I'm gonna flux that really good. And this spot here is gonna help make the piece a lot stronger. This is the very best soldering iron. You can screenshot that. It's a Heiko FX601. And this one is, you can set your temp on here. I run mine hot. I like to keep mine hot. Mine's like 500 degrees. But it just plugs right in. It's 120 volts, it says. 67 watts. 60 hertz, whatever that means. Okay, so now this, I'm gonna take this, put my little piece there, and just run this right down. And I like to do this. I like to push this solder on the top. Push the solder on the top, and just let it run right over that edge. I'm getting away from that. Just let it run right there. So I push this down and just hold this just right off of the copper. It's not touching the copper. It's really hot. The hotter you run your iron, you have more chances of cracking your glass. But I think you get a smoother solder with it. So all these little bits that were escaping, we can get and put on here. They're there. I set my iron down and move this carefully. And over here, this piece did not 100% match up correctly. I don't give one hoot. It will look fine. It'll be perfectly fine. Nobody will know. I'm just telling you. Flux. Flux, flux, flux. I do classes. I stopped doing them in person just because they're a lot of work. And I live in a church, and I don't have a workshop anymore here. Well, I do. I have my private workshops all over it. But just doing classes is tough for me. You can also do this when you get to the end piece. Just throw your piece down and run it up to the sides. I have, from Scotland, I learned how to do stained glass in the college over there, Joel and S College. And I have what's called a City and Guilds certificate that I can teach. I can teach at a university level in Scotland how to do stained glass, which is pretty cool. I mean, you don't need a degree to teach stained glass. It sort of happened accidentally. I think a lot of cool things in my life happen just accidentally without me planning anything. I think if you're able to just go with the flow, cool things happen. Need another piece. Oh, I'm happy to share. I believe in the better information is always better shared. I love it when I see people doing stained glass. That I've given them the bug. I love it. And I really don't even consider myself great at it. I just love it. There are people who do everything so much better than I do. Did I put flux on here? I think I did. It's not really sticking right. If you ever feel like it's not sticking right, put flux on again and clean the tip of your iron. I did put it on. Okay. I thought I did. It wouldn't really stick at all, but it just wasn't sticking great. So if that happens to you, just see that little piece right there, being a little devil. Yeah, just put it on again. And do this only in a well-ventilated area. I just swallowed weird trying to not breathe this stuff. You don't want to breathe this stuff. I was holding my breath and swallowed weird. I have a little fan that I usually have sitting here. I don't have that right now. If you're doing this inside, you definitely need to have like a smoke eater. They make them. This little baby's almost 2 feet across. It's going to be gorgeous in the window. This is, stained glass is all just sort of, it's trust the process, and it's just keep at the process. There is no shortcuts to stained glass. You just gotta do it. do all the little bits. Thank you so much, Paula Ann. I like to start in here with a nice that joint is a real important one right there. These little balls you can capture. Good morning, good morning. It's still morning for 2 more minutes. I'm a lucky, lucky girl. Morton's cleaning out the car. We got a big old adventure coming up, me and you. We leave on our road trip tomorrow. I love a good road trip. Do you? Do you like to do the road trips? I love a road trip. I hope my cousin and my aunt realize I have to sing in the car. Not that I want to, I have to. I have to. It's my dad's fault. See, it'll be best if they just give in and join in. It sounds better, the more voices. We're going to the Ohio Glass Museum in Lancaster, Ohio. We're going to be in Lancaster for 2 nights. And then we're going to Hannibal, Missouri, I think for 4 nights, something like that. And then back home. And I think I'm going to try to talk my aunt and cousin into coming home by another way. Because I love to do that. I love to come home by another way. For a road trip. I have never road tripped with them before. No, I have to sing in the car. I have to sing in the car. If I don't sing in the car, something is wrong. It's kind of like my dad we always sang in the car. And I just love singing in the car. Originally from Ohio. Where you're putting this piece is going into the tiki room window. The full moon window is getting this star underneath it. I might make a whole bunch of stars and moons and just hang in that window. Willy-nilly, nice and silly. Because there's already a great window in place there, I can be way more free on what kind of windows I put there. Maybe one of my fused glass full moons could hang in there. I gotta put a thing on the website. Morton has still not learned how to use the printer to do the shipping labels. And I think he doesn't want to learn that. I never like to force Morton to do stuff that he doesn't want to do. And I've basically been saying to him for 2 years now, he should learn this. Every time I say to him, do you want to come watch? Do you want to come learn? No, I'm doing this right now. So I think he doesn't want to. So I'm just going to put a note on the website saying anything you order. Well, any orders that come in today and tomorrow, I will ship them out tomorrow. Okay, moment of bravery. Do you want to see me lift this up? You think it's together? Think it's going to fall apart? Nope. Nope, it won't fall apart. It's together. We flipped it. These make super cool bowls too. P.S. This sort of thing, I've done lampshades out of this sort of thing, where you put a little ring around and flip it up a little bit. Oh, they're gorgeous. I've done like traditional lampshades too, where you use a mold to solder all your pieces on over. I have one actually that I need to finish. Oh, and it's a blue one too. I could finish it and we could hang that in the tiki room. The tiki room has so many cool lights in it though, it's all good. Now this piece, this back piece here, I'm just gonna put all this in, all this on. And I'm gonna show you like how I'm gonna hang this. The other side is the front, this is the back. And I know this because this side is iridescent. I'm gonna put copper curly cues on this to hang it by. You need it. You'd have to come here, Paula, to pick this one up. Although I've sent windows from Scotland to the U.S. that have been, the biggest one was 5 foot by 6 foot, I think. Stained glass window that I sent over to somebody that has a farmhouse in New York. So now I'm going to raise this. This one's going to be raised on this side. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build this right into it because I know how I'm going to hang it up. I know how I'm going to hang it up. I'm going to hang it up with my wire. This wire is not great. I need thicker wire. I'll get that from Morton. Never mind. Copper wire I'm going to use to hang this baby. Paula will. We could always deliver it to Tennessee. That would be fun. Okay, I'm putting more on here because now I'm going to do my pretty line on here. And my pretty line is going to be just like a solid little, like a half round shape. We're going for a half round shape. 5 million different ways to do this. This is how I do it. You load this up with a lot of solder. And then I'm going to smooth it. And there are so many. Oh, whenever I make a video, it doesn't matter what platform, there will be an expert. I'm not going to make air quotes for experts. Expert sign. There will be an expert that tells me why I did it wrong. There are so many different ways to do this. When I learned how to stain glass, I learned how on irons that you heat it up in the fire. Did it super old school style. Let this sizzle. Let this cool. Don't put any flux on here. Give it a minute. And I'm just going to work one piece at a time here. I'm going to take this, and this whole line is going to get lovely and smooth. Just start there and just work it right along. Oh, it will scare you. It'll pop. That's why we wear glasses. That's why we wear glasses, kids. Look at that. That is hot molten. You know why it's doing it there? There's an air pocket down in there. Don't ever touch this to do that. It's scary. I'm sorry, and I don't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to scare you. I should have warned you. That happens. I had somebody that used to take workshops here for stained glass. We used to do it every Sunday. She loved that. She loved that to happen. It does scare most people. Brenda, subscribe. Thank you, Brenda. We have 63 out of 125. I think that's now halfway to our goal. Thank you so much, Brenda. And 63 is an awesome year. I was born in that year. We're going to come down here on this one now. We're going to put on a lot of flux. Hey, in Hope, Kansas, how are you? And you notice, can you see how much of this I'm using? I started with almost a full roll. This is like a pound of solder. So you're going to have the weight from the glass, and then I'm going to have the weight from all of this on here too. This will be a really, really, really heavy piece. Really heavy piece. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you think it's wonderful here. Wonderful is what I'm after. Okay, I'm just these little hunks. Just these little hunks. Beware. We could pop. It could pop. A lot of that sizzle is the flux. And this part down here, this joint right here, you want to make sure that's nice and strong. We're going to let that cool down. While that cools down, I'm just going to scrape these little balls off. Get them off your glass. Don't try to heat them up on your glass. Here, we'll put them over here to the edge. Sweet. That works. I'm gonna do this edge here with flux. And while that's cooling just a little bit, put a little bit more flux right on there. And we're going to take, we got to get all the little copper. All the copper has to be covered. All of it. The copper has to be covered. You want this nice, round, nice round edge there. That's what we're after. Let that cool down. This is the back. Hello in Missouri. Are you close to Hannibal? I'm going to be in Hannibal, Missouri next week. I think Thursday we get to Hannibal. The solder is Artist Pure. It's a 60-40 blend. You can screenshot that. 60% lead, 60% zinc. And this stuff's made in Canada. I really like this brand. It's nice and clean. And just a warning, this is going to be way longer than an hour because we're going to clean this up and we're going to put this in the window. So stick with me, kids. We're going to have some fun. Stained Glass Sunday, probably the first time ever that I've done a project the whole way from creation to installation. I normally like to wear things that have longer sleeves too. I'm not joking because this stuff will pop, as you can see. Oh, that piece actually flew back to my face. It didn't burn me though. The soldering iron is a Heiko. It's an FX601. It's the best. This is the best kind of soldering iron. I'm not even going to argue that. I don't think stained glass people would argue that either. These are workhorses. And I could do decorative. If I wanted to make little beads or balls of stuff on here, I could too. I'm going to take this and just scooch it right to the edge here. Scooch that right to the edge. And it melts. I'm excited about this in the tiki room. Make sure this joint's nice and proper. Will this be a part of a window? This is going in a window. I don't really want to cover my windows here because I have great views. We live in the mountains, and the minute you make a full window that you can't see out of, you've blocked off your views. So this will be in the full, what I call the full moon window. I think I'm going to fill it up with stars and moons, that window. And because this is an architectural glass, I'm not doing this to actually be a window. Stained glass windows are horribly inefficient. I have proper windows here at the church. So this will just hang over the window. Thank you. The solder is 60-40 blend. 60-40 blend of solder. There it is. Artist Pure. You're going to love this when it's up. You're very welcome. Anything I can ever help you with, any kind of crafty tip, DIY tip, whatever kind of tip, life hack tip, I'm happy to share. I think we're all here to share and help each other. Cheer each other on, have fun, all that good stuff. And this, if I can give you one tip, that please do it. Don't hold this in your hand all the time. I'm a 61-year-old lady who's been doing stained glass for over a third of my life now. And holding that 1 pound in your hand gives, like, I have like horrible hand pain kind of continually from not doing things like, you know, just taking a bit of the solder. And then this little tip here, I'm just going to take this and we'll just, look, we'll just T-junction that right there. Give it 1 second. I love to teach, Dr. Susan. And see, that just picks it up, so you don't have to hold that little bit. And we're using a heck of a solder here, so. Don't ever try to touch this when it's hot. Like if a part comes up there, don't try to touch it with your fingers. Wear gloves, wear your goggles. Do this smartly. Smartly, and you won't get hurt. Yeah, I don't gatekeep. I don't gatekeep anything. And I think we're all, when somebody says to me, I have no artistic ability, or I could never do that, I think somebody or somewhere in their life, they had to have heard that. They didn't just come to that conclusion on their own. And I always think like you just haven't found what you love to do yet. Because there's so many fun things. Like this, we're making something that has never been here before. How cool is it to make something that has never been there before? Is there a copper foil to use that's better than others for stained glass? No, just make sure it sticks on good. That's what you want. Once you do this to it, the stickiness doesn't count anymore. But while you're working on it, you have to get it that sticks. So just play around with it, experiment and try different kinds. I'm not partial. The copper is copper, you know. I can't wait to see the car. Morton's forever out there. It's going to be great having all clean windows inside. We were going to do this before we went to Canada, and we didn't clean the car then. Yeah, creativity needs to be definitely fostered and encouraged, 100%. 100%. It's one of those things that you don't just, I don't think you just wake up creative. I don't. I had a childhood where I didn't have, I was the baby girl, so I wore hand-me-down clothes from the 2 older sisters. And we were talking, my aunt and I were talking yesterday, at Christmas, like Santa brought us one thing. We put out a stocking that had, that was like really our sock. That we'd get an orange and some Hershey Kisses and walnuts in. And one little thing. That's how it was. I never had arts and crafts supplies. I had to kind of make my own fun. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it bolsters your imagination and creation. I wish I had pictures. And maybe they're better in my mind than they really were. But I always, when I was little, I would make clay villages outside on this one bank. It was called Red Bank Road. So it was a whole big clay bank of gorgeous red clay. And they would get washed away in the rain. But boy, oh boy, that was, there was no toy, no video game that was any better. Ever. Period. Oh, my granddaughter she is so talented. That girl. She's amazing. It was sweet. I got a message from her the other day. Somebody ordered one of her caricatures. And she said, Grandma, were you talking about my caricatures? And I said, probably. I'm always bragging about you. You know this. She's something else. I sent her a link. There's a place in Japan where you can go and you make a kimono. Like you make the fabric and you paint the fabric. You paint the fabric and then you create the kimono. And she's going to Japan next summer. And she sews a lot of her own clothes. And I want to talk Morton into treating her to that experience. You're sending her another 2 orders. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, I think especially for like Christmas or birthday for somebody. And you have a way better chance of Maggie becoming a famous artist rather than me. She's way more talented than I am. That girl at 15, she can do things I will never know how to do in my life. She has a real eye for things. And she's a real natural. It just flows with her. I love that. She's the sweetest. Kathy got to meet her. Isn't she lovely, Kathy? Kathy can brag with me about her. We all, and what's wonderful is we all have these incredibly wonderful, if we're lucky enough, we have these incredible, wonderful people in our lives. These little creatures. She's just a little tender heart. I love her. She's so clever. We were talking the other night. We were texting actually, and she said, we were texting, and she said, "Do you want to call?" And I said, "Yes." And she goes, "You want a video call?" And I'm like, "Bonus." So we had a lovely little video chat. It was lovely. Technology, boy, I tell you, it's so good for being able to stay in touch. So pay attention to joints like this. Make sure you got a nice solidified piece there. Now we're going to go over, this is our back side. I'm just going to give this a once around, and we're going to flip this. We're going to flip this and do our pretty stuff on the front. I'm going to clean this up and we're going to hang this. And if I time myself just right, Morton will be back in here with his drill and screws. Oh, and I need him to find me a big heavy gauge wire. Yes, Beth. Beth, I love teaching. I love teaching and encouraging, because I honestly believe this. My talent isn't talent. My talent is encouraging people to try this. Like I don't think I'm a great artist or a great crafter. I just love making stuff. I love having fun. And I love sharing information, but I love seeing what people do. I love it. Like that's where I find my joy. Finding people who like to, make and do and cheer people on and cheer people up. That's what makes this world go round. These little bits, I'm going to grab them. That joint's nice. And I'm going to patina all this with black. This will look really cool. Okay, there's that side done. I'm going to hold this up now. And I'm going to try to put, you can put patina on to turn it copper when it's done. I'm going to put you up here. You don't even do stained glass, you do silversmithing. But you always, hey, Texas Sunbee, that's how it works. I get inspired when I see people doing anything and everything. And then you bring it to your medium of whatever it is that you're working with, and you can put it right in there. Look how sturdy this star is. Look Look how sturdy this star is. Let me turn this star right side up for you. Let me take my glove off. Let me move my phone back. Look at that star. It's super sturdy. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it. I gotta do my pretty solder seams on this side. Put my glove back on here. Resist any urge to use your mouth while you're doing this. Your mouth will not help you. Like, I use my mouth to like help me open pens sometimes, and urge might, you might have the urge to use your mouth to grab a hold of your gloves. Don't do that. Okay, so our flux, I'm gonna put right in the middle. I'm thinking, should I put a little glass bead in the middle of this? Should I give this a little center stone? I have something, oh my gosh. I could give this a center seashell of a seashell that I found in Scotland. I have a little seashell that I found long, long ago on a beach in Scotland that just might be perfect. And it is going in the tiki room. So a shell wouldn't be out of place there. Let's see if we can find a perfect one. I got a whole jar of them already copper foiled right here. And the star is going to sit up that way. I'll show you what they look like. They look like the mermaid's top. They're shells like that, right in the center. She would actually be cool there too, but I'm not going to do that. Different stages of the sky. Oh, okay. We need more solder. So we're probably using 3/4 pound of solder on this piece. Hey Jen, how are ya? I hope everybody is ready, because boy oh boy, tomorrow we get on our road trip. It's about 2 hours to my aunt's, 2 and a bit. Tomorrow night I'm going to be spending the night in a haunted bedroom. I don't know what kind of shells they are, Skylar, and I don't know why TikTok kept that comment quiet. They were just shells on the beach in the Firth of Forth in Scotland. So I'm gonna join my solder together. La-da-da-dum-bum-bum. The other thing I could do here, rather than a shell, I might do this. Oh, that scared me. I might do this. I might make this centerpiece. And I have a little Celtic knot that I might just stamp that solder with this stamp. I'll show you how I do that. Let's make these ridges first. We're going over this, going over this. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Heavy on the solder. Nice thick ridge. Nice thick line coming down here. And my iron is not touching this. My iron is above this. I'm gonna put that back there. I think I might make a little Celtic knot in the middle with the stamp, yeah. gonna just smooth this little edge here. If I have some chunky, bunky thickness on the edges, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. Okay. Remember, we're not going to reach over. We're going to turn our piece. And see, that line has a nice ridge on it now. This one's going to get a nice ridge. You want to flux it, flux it, flux it, flux it. Flux, F-L-U-X. And this stuff comes in paste, it comes in like a wax. You can get flux a lot of different ways. I like the liquid stuff. It's just a matter of preference, what you like. What you like. And sorry for keeping you for longer. I want to just finish this. I want to finish this today. I want to hang this today. We are going to make a window. We are going to hang a window. Well, or think of it as a giant star sun catcher in the window. And I'm not sure if this is going to be too long for me to upload to YouTube or not. If I can upload it to YouTube, I will. So I really want to... Oh, that was too much. I'm getting it all over the place. Flux is going everywhere. And see that little hole right there? That little hole's going to make a bubbly noise. For certain. Don't be scared. It might bubble, it might pop, it might snap. We're going for a nice half round on here. That one got weird. I had flux on here. I gotta put more. You gotta wait a minute. This flux is so fast. We're doing good. Doing good. The flux, it does cool down quick. Glass heats up and cools down really quick. And that's why it can crack. So we want to go careful here. But I got to put more here because that thing got out of control. That should not look like that. There we go. There. I'm leaving it at that. I can keep futzing around with it. I'm not going to. You got to come to the point where you're like, I'm happy with that. Breathe in, breathe out, move on. We have 1, 2, 3 more of these to do. And then we're going to clean this and oh no, then I'm going to, then I got to clean it, patina it, clean it, and hang it. But I'm going to move quick now, as quick as I can. Flux. There had been flux there. We need more flux there. Yeah, Morton with the wire. If not, I'll use my other wire. I'll just use more than I would have. I use 4 pieces instead of 2. Probably should anyway. I don't know how much. Morton is super thorough. And Morton will want to go find me all the wire that matches. So I think I'm going to just leave him out of it and just go with this wire. I love him. I love Martin to bits. But he won't do anything part of the way. He will go find me wire to strip. How's it going, honey? I hear him coming in. I'm gonna need more solder. Touch this to put them together. Come on, get together, yo. Let's get together, yeah, yeah, yeah. This, I gotta clean it. It was not doing what it needed to do. Needed cleaning. How's it going, babe? Super clean. One more ridge. One more ridge, and then we patina. I'm gonna do a little center in there too. I'm still contemplating just how I'm doing it. And we gotta put our hangers on. Honey, is it snowing outside? Is it snowing outside? Snowing. I thought it might be snowing. You know why? That's the first time the car's been vacuumed since we've had it. Morton, you know how you say you're going to mark it on the calendar when I do the dishes? How you say you're going to mark it on the calendar when I do the dishes? Morton says this. When I go in and wash the dishes, Morton says to me, I'm going to mark this day on the calendar. He just does them now that he's retired. Neither one of us mind doing dishes, and I do wash them plenty of times. I was talking to somebody yesterday at the family get-together, and Morton Morton was there saying, like, I like to do the cooking and cleaning. I don't know if people think that I make that up or whatever. He likes to. Morton always says, I'm busy doing this. Morton says that He's like, I can't do that. You're busy making our place beautiful. Martin tells me that a lot because he's kind and generous. This stuff will come off when we clean it. So what I'm going to do now is hold this up because that's going to be our top. Let's put our little curly cues on where we're going to put them. So this is the top. How do I want to do this? I think I want to have it out from this side. Maybe from this side. Yeah, I'll do it like an X. I'll do one here and I'll do one there. And this is the front. So I need to do it on the back. Oh, let me make this center special. Let's go with a cool little center. You can only do this with a red stamp. This kind of stamp here. Let me see if I have one that's a deeper groove. Oh, this one. This little swirl. We'll put a little swirl on here. I'm going to take this, put this on here. You gotta have it really wet. Let's do this. And this is just like a little wax seal kind of thing here. Make it wet. Make it hot. And stamp it. Yep. It's stamped. It has a little... Family in Florida is all good. They didn't have any issues down there, thankfully. Boy, oh boy, this hurricane, though, has been a nightmare for people. It's been super tragic. Okay, let's put our holders on. And our holders, I kind of want to come out of each of these. I think I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm gonna go with the 6. It'll look almost like a little spider web, a copper spider web. Gotta make these long enough. This is 20 gauge wire. What do you think about this? Thinking about how it's gonna look. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I thought about that. I got a cooler way to do it. I got these little guys. So I can put in these 6 rings. I can put in 6 copper rings. 5, 6. Right, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. I'm gonna put these in because I can hide them better, I think. And then just go with, I can just go with, because I'm gonna have a lot of weight distribution happening. I can put these on with monofilament. So they'll look like the star is just floating in the window. We're gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do, kids. We're going to create a floating star. These are just little copper rings. We're going to go to the back side. And this thing, I can't tell you how sturdy it is. It is sturdy. Super sturdy. And we're going to go to these joints. These little joints here. We're going to do, hopefully you can see this. Let me put this down here. I want you to see this part. This, I'm going to put flux on here because we're going to pre-solder part of this. Let me put my glasses back down. Glasses, gloves, be safe. Always be safe. We're going to coat that on there. I'm going to take my little pliers because this little baby's going to be hot. Hot, hot, hot. Down back on this side, we're going to tap this. So it's just there. It's on. This is the back side. And I said, this is hot. We're not going to touch it. And then I touched it. But I had gloves on, so it was okay. I'm going to hold this up here. Wait, that one's bigger. That one's bigger. That one's bigger, too. How do I get bigger ones in there? I want the chunkier ones. Thin, 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 thin. Where's chunky? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we're going to hold this. I'm going to hold this in place. I'm going to touch that to liquefy it. The other way that you can do this is you can put a glass. That glass isn't thick enough. Get that out of there. I want this to be on both of these, like this. That's what I want right there. I want it to just melt right down. So it's solid on here. Here's my brush. This is the great stabilizer right here. The great stabilizer. I'm not going to do each, I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll do this bit. Then I'll do this bit. Put an extra bit right down in there. I could hang this whole thing from that now. That's strong enough to hang this whole thing. But I'm going to put one of these in each one of these joints. And we're going to install this with fishing line. I have 50-pound test, which is great. And that actually fluxed really well. I mean, that went on really well. I don't think I have to pre-flux this one. Put the solder on first. I don't think I have to. Get up here. Now I'm going to get a hold of it where I'm not turning my hand awkwardly. That is it. Build that up just a little bit more. A little flux on here, flux on there. You can see how hot it is when I do that. That's that. What kind of rings are these? These are just copper rings. It's definitely secure enough. I can hold it by the weight, by just one of these now. But I'm gonna have 6 up because it's gonna be in the window and I never want it to fall down. And it'll look really cool. I am gonna do 6 because then I'm gonna have my other little strings hanging from in there with other things on them. It'll look kind of, it'll look cool. And I might end up using copper wire. I might. The copper wire will make it look more steampunkish. Just gonna coat that here in this brush. That's going nowhere. Thank you. It's gonna really get beautiful when we patina this, when we patina it, and when we clean it. And then I'll hold it up in front of the window for you. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I didn't think this was gonna happen today. I really didn't think this was gonna happen today, but this is happening. And remember, hold the metal. That's it right there. I might actually put one of these, I think I'm gonna, right back here. Why not? It just makes it that much stabler. Stained glass, yep. I'm gonna put one of these, the skinny ones, right here. While we're back here, let's do it. I love ticking projects off. Love it. Stay. Good, baby. Nobody's going to see it from the back. And it'll look just fine anyway. Just look like the center of a star. That's all. That's all it is. This is actually so strong now we could turn it into a table. Now I kind of want to have a little star table. I've made water fountain sculpture for somebody in Scotland. This is probably the biggest thing I ever made. It was crazy. Oh, I did it in like many pieces to deliver it and install it. I did it because I was greedy for the money, and then I was like, I will never do that again. That's even when I was in my 30s and so much fitter. It was so much work, though. just need enough to get my wire or string through. Yeah, you like the sizzle? Yep. Has anybody here made stained glass before? Anybody watching, have you done this? I always recommend people go local. Take a local workshop before you get into all the expense of it, because a lot of the tools are expensive, a lot of the things are expensive. So make sure you like it before you go out and get all the stuff to go with it. I recommend that always with fused glass too. Really any craft that has, you know, things like watercolor and stuff like that that are relatively inexpensive to get into. You don't need a lot of specialty tools, whatever. But this sort of thing can be spendy. I'm glad I thought of those little rings. Classes were offered nearby. You have a couple beautiful pieces. Look on like Facebook and in groups like that. You'll be surprised. I'm gonna put one of these circles in the middle here, out here, where we stamped. I know we stamped there, but I'm just gonna go and put one of these there. I'm gonna clean up my little hunks and things that I made too. That's gonna look so cool. Oh, I love it. Love it. What's the cap you're dipping in? It's flux. This stuff here, safety flux. It cleans the copper so the solder will stick to it. That's actually really cool. It looks very finished. That looks really, really finished now. I'm glad I did that. I like it better than the shell. It's a beautiful center to the flower. And I could drop little balls in there if I wanted to. But I'm not gonna. I'll smooth them out. I love that. That thing is sizzling and cooling. I just gotta, these little humpy humps here, I gotta melt them. That's a big humpy hump there. Perfect. Done. Done. You want to see the center loop. How long does it take to cool? Super fast. It cools really fast. And that's the problem. That's why it can get weird on you. This thing here, where the flux was, we're now going to patina. I hope I have enough in here to patina this. I hope I do. Oh my gosh, I might not have enough to patina. We're turning this black. The copper will stay copper. I gotta order more patina. Somebody remind me. Somebody remind me I gotta order patina. Patina, you can get patina silver, you can get patina black, you can get patina copper. My favorite always is the black. Rarely do I use the other colors. A little does go a long way. Might be able to get this whole thing done. Cross your fingers. Hope for church miracle. The patina instantly ages it. Oh, and I forgot. I should have turned my soldering iron off. I will in a second. I will in a second. Okay, I'm gonna set this down. I'm gonna clean my soldering iron and unplug it. Unplug it. I am not happy unless I can see I can see the end of my cord. I always pop it up where I can see it. So I don't have to wonder, did I unplug it? Yep, I did. Okay, let's turn this over. Oops, there's a little patina I missed right there. Oh, I can't wait to clean this. It's gonna look gorgeous. I know it's gonna look gorgeous. Normally, if you were not with me, I would take this back to the bathroom. We have a big wash basin, like a big sink is normally where I would clean this at. I'll clean this right here. And I'm just brushing the patina on. Brushing it on. Getting my sides. It won't change the color on the copper. The copper will turn to green eventually. And then this color. First it goes green and then it'll go this color. I mean those copper rings that we're seeing. But I think they'll look just fine as they are. And there are lumps and bumps. I could have made this a heck of a lot smoother. I could have taken my time. I could have spent 6 hours on this project instead of 2. And sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't do that. Today I'm feeling like I want to just get this up in the window. And it'll be beautiful. If I put this up on YouTube or maybe even on here, it's happened, I will have people saying, you should have did this, you should have did this, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that? And I'm totally not perfect. I've never said I'm perfect. If you're looking for somebody perfect, you're going to look a long time. I like to have fun. I like to make things. I got over being a perfectionist a long time ago when I realized I could never be I can't be perfect. Ever. Never, ever. My glass cleaner is 50% vinegar, 50% water. Oh, this bottle's gotta go. I say that every time. There we go. I'm spraying this on my brush. Spraying this on all over here. I'm cleaning this off with this. Yep. When you live with us, you know. We just, yeah. We like to do things. And hey, some people chase perfection. I'm not one of those people. I'm about as far from perfect as you can get. And I'm okay with that. This is really, really, really going to be dirty. So I'm going to save this for my kind of like a little polishing rag. And I'm going to use this towel here to just clean the mess up. Clean the real messy parts up. Like I said, normally after I do this, I will take it into the sink and scrub it. I'm not doing that today. Because you're here. And I only have 2 arms. It's going to be a little stunner. And I keep doing this. Throwing those bits away. Vinegar, 50% vinegar, 50% water. When you rebuild, you'd love to have stained glass. Put in your regular windows and then put stained glass pieces on top of them. Because this stuff has insulation as a good, efficient window. This isn't good to use in your house. Like old stained glass, boy oh boy was it cold and terrible. No insulative properties. You know what? I was just thinking, oh my gosh. I was just thinking, I gotta look up. Oh, it would probably be really hard. I want to set a world record. I set one before for marbling, but I want to do one with a bunch of people. And maybe, yeah, there are people that have way more stained glass than I do. Way more stained glass than I do. I should look at what some of the stained glass records are though with Guinness. Yeah, the light coming through here is going to be gorgeous. And you see the dirt that I'm getting off of there, a lot of it is just that patina. It's just laying on the glass. And there's like, I would never ever send this out. Because there's like a little sharp bump there that normally I would have put down. But I don't mind about that. It's not super sharp, it just sticks up. Nobody's going to be going up to this and rubbing their hands on it. Yeah, you're going to see the light through here. It's not long now. We're almost home. This is turning into a Are We There Yet project. Look at, oh, that was a good swipe. I'm going to take this and wipe some of this too. Fine grit sandpaper, I wouldn't do that. Just so you could just touch it with the soldering iron. In 1 second, it would just disappear. But I switched my soldering iron off. It's all good. It just sticks up. It's not jaggy. And this is the back of my sun catcher. Nobody's ever gonna know unless you tell them. I think it's good too to have character flaws on stuff like this. I'm gonna give it an all over again. And now we're gonna polish. You want to keep doing this just till you get, not, you don't have the stuff coming off of it anymore. And I do it with the paper towel first, and then I finish with a soft flannel. And I really still might end up taking it to the sink, because in the sink, no matter how well I do this, when I take it to the sink, I will still have dirt that comes off. So like when I make pieces to send out to people, they get washed in the sink. Just because. Like getting all these little nooks. Is a chore, and in the sink I scrub them with a scrub brush. I told Morton it's the roughness test. I like to rough them up because if they're gonna fall apart, I want them to fall apart here. I had somebody tell me that this was bizarre. This was in a comment on my Facebook. I bought a window from you and it broke. Or I bought a sun catcher from you and it broke. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. If you're close by, I'm happy to fix it. And here, the next part, the person didn't answer for like a couple of days because that's how it works on social media. And then they answer and they're like, oh no, somebody smashed a ball into the window and everything's in 100 pieces. And it's like, they made it sound like what I made for them broke for the heck of it. It was just there and then suddenly it was just smashed. And that hadn't been the case. I had also somebody tell me once, whatever I got from you broke, and they had it on a window that they put their elbow through. And it broke that way. It was, nobody was hurt. The window was smashed. That piece is going to be stunning. So many of them are going to be stunning. And even the pale blue that look almost white, they're going to really be a contrast to the other colors. I found when you're making things that you're using some cool glass pieces in, it's really best if you put like a nice simple, like a clean palette piece in. It really changes how it looks. Really changes how it looks. It's like you appreciate from the simplicity, you can appreciate the rest of the piece better. Or you can appreciate the fancy glass better. That's what it is. I love these little single sheet. These. Oh, I love them. I'm not a big fan of paper towels though. I would rather use a cloth and wash it, but this stuff is all chemically weird, so I don't want to stick it in my washer. And get all of that junk off of there. That one little silver piece. Come on, you. Let's go. Almost there. It's gonna be the big reveal time in a minute. I feel like this is now one of those videos where you have to watch 999 parts and then they don't even show you how the cake came out. Have you ever seen that? Oh my gosh, that's frustrating. It is so frustrating. You lost everything in the hurricane. Oh my gosh. Terry, I'm happy you're here. You didn't lose the most important thing, and that's you. Everything else can be replaced. I'm trying to like rub all the stuff off the sides, all these little end bits. Yeah, Asheville got it so bad. Oh, poor Asheville. It's heartbreaking. Okay, this is the front. I'm gonna give it one more spritz, one more spritz, and one more wipe with our paper, and then I'll give it a final polish with good, that's coming up nice and clean. We got it. We got that patina off. Whenever I'm doing stained glass, I always say this is my favorite part of the process. Yep, you can always, as long as we're breathing, we can always start new, always. And sometimes it's very, I don't know, enlightening to start new. When I went to Scotland, I had storage over here with all of my precious stuff. And I'm gonna just spritz real light. And I don't want to get into the long and short of it, but basically all my little loads of my memories from childhood, my kids' memories from childhood were just gone. It was heartbreaking, and for a long time I dwelled on it, but then I found it very releasing. Very releasing. Okay. I'm going to take my gloves off. We're ready to hold this baby up. Okay, you don't even know what stuff to buy. Hey, go to the YouTube channel, and I don't have it there now. I'm gonna put a list on there. But if you wanna do this, the best way, honestly, is find somewhere to take a workshop. Okay, here we go. I wanna kind of like hold this, and I wanna hold my phone. I wanna hold the phone. Yeah, there are people. I forget what the count is. And the nice thing is there are so many places that step in and help, and hopefully everybody has insurance. And I can't get my phone out. This is tough. Let me get my phone out. Okay, my phone is free. I'm gonna unplug you. Do you want to see it here, or you want to see it in the tiki room? Where do you want me to show you this window at? Oops, I touched the wrong thing. Where do you want to see the window? Everybody tell me. Do you want it here, or you want to see it in the tiki room? Where you want? Tiki? Tiki? Pop it in the window. I'll put it where it goes. Let's go to the tiki room. I'm gonna turn you around. Morton,
What?
are you in here?
No, I was out at the car.
Oh my gosh, I just heard that noise, and it is Morton in here. Honey, come see. Dang it, I keep pushing the wrong button. I'm trying not to touch my camera a lot. Can I give you this to hold?
Give you what?
This phone to hold? I'm gonna take that up and put it in the tiki room window. I give you this, but you point it to the tiki, point it to over there. I want to wash my hands quick, too. Well, I won't wash my hands yet. Just don't show them this yet. They're gonna see the big reveal in the tiki. Martin, I love this. It came out so cool. So cool. So cool. You can speak.
Yeah, I need to find the glass cleaner.
Glass cleaner setting up on the paint. Don't peek yet.
I wouldn't go that far. I've got the inside kind of clean some of the stuff on the outside. I need the glass cleaner to clean the inside of the windshield.
Oh my gosh.
What, too big?
No, I love it. Martin, can you, don't
What?
show them yet. Hold with your finger right here. Let me hold my
It won't be tall enough.
You can reach that. Don't let it pull back. It's going to be in the center. It's going to be in the center. Martin's from just outside of Edinburgh. What do you think? Oh my gosh. So this is the blue moon window. There's the blue moon up there. I am going to make stars and moons just coming down all over that window. Let's get close. Oh my gosh, I love it. Martin, I love it so much. With a mermaid there. My phone is being a weirdo. It won't let me zoom back out. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I got stuff on my fingers, and I think I've done bad stuff to the phone. Honey,
Yeah.
You hold this. Let me let that down.
Is
gotta
it
go
meant to
wash my
have that
hands.
white screen up?
No. Just hold that. Point. I got this now. I got this. I got it. Okay. I'm going to go to the bathroom. You just talk to
Right.
people. I'll be right back.
This is the tiki room she's got me in. It's got a mixture of stuff. Yeah. She's got her wire wrapping stuff here for doing the sea glass and everything. Then a mixture of sort of musical things. There's the little old Magnus keyboards. None of them are plugged in, unfortunately, or I could let you hear them. It's old ones that sound like church organs. I think they were late 50s, 60s, maybe early 70s they made them. I remember my cousin had one when I had a kid. Pretty much the chainsaw and maybe the log splitter, depending on how much I get cut. I made a start cutting the firewood last week, and then the rain came on. I can't play the bagpipes. Priscilla got these ones, and I realised after she'd got them, she'd been sold a pup. There was no reeds in them. There was a couple of reeds broken, floating about inside. And so I got a new set of reeds offline. And when I was trying to get it to work, I managed to break one, because it says if they're not working, you just bend them slightly and it snapped. And so I've no, and I don't know. I don't know where the tub of it went. It's in here somewhere. It's what they call bag conditioner. It's like an emulsive stuff, a liquid. Oh, there, it's there actually. It's like a liquid stuff that you warm up, and this stuff here, bag seasoning, and you put it inside. This keeps saying send to. It's you warm this up and melt it, and you pour it inside the leather bag, and squish it all about, and it seasons and seals the leather bag to hold air. So I don't know if it's needing that done as well, but it's. They're not an expensive pair. It wasn't until after she got them. There's a lot of these things are made in Pakistan now, and so they were a cheaper pair. So it might be down to that, but I couldn't get them to work. There's a place about 50 miles from here that does bagpipes and stuff. So we might take a run out there one time and get them to look at them. Yeah. What is it?
In this show here, I was just scrubbing it up in here. Scrubbing my hands.
That's a good thing with having the big utility sink and the hose. You can get the thing washed off quite nicely.
Do you love it, honey?
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. I'm gonna just set it here for a second.
Yeah, let it dry.
While
It keeps doing this stupid fat thing that it sends to, and it hides half the screen.
I know. I touched the screen with this stuff on my fingers. Let me clean this out. Let me take the phone back.
She's letting it dry off just now. Sweet tea it muted that comment for some reason. I had to unmute it. It's been doing that a lot lately. It's really weird. It mutes. The trees are really starting to change outside now. What you see out the front window. That's a view out the front door. That sycamore right behind our little shed is really starting to change now. And if you look across the valley, you can see a lot of the trees are starting to change. It's like overcast today. I thought I was lucky I got the vacuuming of the car finished before I think it's going to rain. Well, no, it says it's not supposed to rain, but it seems like it's going to come on rain. But yeah, a lot of the leaves are dropping on the neighbours' trees and round about. And you can see over at the other side there, you can see all the leaves that have fell over there, and these ones over here are like really yellow and falling.
Oh, here's nasturtium.
Alright.
Want to eat it?
No, thank you.
We gotta dig out little serpentines from there too.
Right. But
Are you getting a signal out here?
yeah, I'm getting 3 bar or something.
Cool. Thanks, babe. Summer is ending. Here comes the fall. We dry our laundry inside. I was waiting for Morton to catch the door with my butt, and he did not catch it. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit in here to dry. And then I'm gonna figure out how I wanna put it up in the window. I have some other stained glass. Like I have a piece that is going up in the green window that I did. Because over here, like I don't care because our neighbor's house is there. That's not the view that I care about. But the other side, this piece here is gonna go up in that window. That piece, it's greens. Christmas tree everywhere, always. That part's winter, this part's fall, one part spring, one part summer. I'm into the seasons. I love the seasons. Love them, love them, love them. And Morton said he didn't want me to put them away. So I didn't. But I think that's going to conclude our stained glass Sunday. I'm going to put my apron back. This is, honey, here's your super clean stuff. Okay. Do you want this glass cleaner? The temp inside, it's about 72 in here just now. 70, 72. It always stays that-ish. This is going to become part of a shutter for this window here. But over there, I can never put windows. Never put stained glass windows on. The mermaid's going to go in the moon window too, because she's holding a moon. And she's a mermaid, and it's the tiki room. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to actually grab a shower. I like to do that after you do stained glass, because stuff flips on you as you're doing it. 100% chemicals and stuff get on your face. If you do stained glass, think safety. And like I still have, like, even though I had gloves on, I still have stuff under my fingernails that I know is chemical stuff. So it's wonderful, but you are working with lead, so you got to be very mindful. What else? Big open area. Do it that you enjoyed today. Yay. I will jump back on later because I have some little projects that I'm finishing up before I leave tomorrow. We're going on a road trip tomorrow. You're coming with me. You're going to have fun. And I will speak with you soon. Thanks for hanging out. Have a beautiful Sunday. Bye for now. Bye-bye.